Welcome to Coin Explorer. Have you ever looked at a simple coin and wondered if it might be hiding an unbelievable story? Today, we are diving into the 1979 United States quarter dollar, a coin that most people have seen but very few have truly examined. At first glance, it feels ordinary, something you might use for parking or vending machines. Yet certain examples of this very coin have captured the attention of serious collectors around the world. What makes one small quarter stand out from millions of others? Why do some versions remain worth only 25 cents, while another example once reached an astonishing auction price of $992,000? In this video, I will guide you step by step through the history, design, rarity factors, and market dynamics behind this fascinating coin. Stay with me until the end, because each detail builds towards understanding how a common object can become extraordinary. The 1979 quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932. On the front of the coin, you will see the familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington. The word Liberty curves above his head, and the phrase "In God We Trust" appears beside the profile. The date 1979 is struck clearly near the bottom. This design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, and it has become one of the most recognized images in American coinage. Generations of Americans have carried this portrait in their pockets without giving it much thought. However, collectors look closely at every line in Washington's hair and every contour of the profile. Small differences in strike sharpness can separate an average coin from a premium example. The artistry may appear simple, but precision and detail makes a major difference in value. Turning to the reverse side, the coin displays the American eagle with wings fully spread. Above the eagle are the words United States of America, along with E pluribus unum. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar is boldly presented. The eagle stands on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength, while olive branches represent peace. This classic design carried deep national symbolism and remained consistent for decades. In high-grade coins, the feather details are sharp and distinct. In circulated pieces, those same feathers may appear flattened from years of use. Collectors carefully examine the eagle's breast, wing edges, and surrounding elements. Even minor wear can reduce a coin's grade. The reverse design is not just decorative, it is a critical factor in evaluating overall quality. In 1979, quarters were struck in large numbers at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with proof versions produced in San Francisco. Mint marks, when present, appear near the date and help identify where the coin was made. While production totals were high, not all coins were preserved equally. Many entered circulation immediately and experienced heavy wear. Others were stored carefully and remained in mint state condition. The difference between a circulated coin and a mint state example can be dramatic. Mint state examples show strong luster, minimal contact marks, and crisp details. Because so many coins were used daily, top condition survivors are harder to find today. This scarcity in higher grades creates a noticeable gap in market value. Collectors understand that preservation often matters more than mintage numbers alone. The 1979 quarter is composed of a copper core with outer layers of copper nickel clad. This composition replaced the earlier silver quarters that ended in 1964 for regular circulation. Although these quarters do not contain silver, they still attract strong collector interest. Their value primarily depends on condition and rarity rather than metal content. The standard weight and diameter follow precise United States Mint specifications. Over time, environmental exposure can cause toning or surface marks. Some collectors appreciate natural toning, while others prefer bright original surfaces. A coin that maintains strong original luster often commands more attention. Understanding the material helps explain why most examples are common, but a few exceptional pieces stand out dramatically in the marketplace. Grading plays a central role in determining a coin's value. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a numerical scale based on surface preservation and strike quality. The difference between a coin graded Mint State 65 and Mint State 67 can represent a substantial jump in price. Experts analyze the smallest marks under magnification. They assess luster flow, strike sharpness, and overall eye appeal. Coins that achieve the highest certified grades are relatively rare. Because grading standards are consistent, buyers can compare coins more confidently. A certified high-grade example often becomes the focus of competitive bidding. This structured evaluation system supports fairness in the marketplace. It also explains how two coins from the same year can have vastly different price outcomes. Occasionally, minting errors or unusual characteristics add another layer of interest. While most 1979 quarters were struck correctly, collectors remain alert for anomalies. Off-center strikes, double dies, or other production variations can increase desirability. Authenticating such features requires professional examination. When confirmed, error coins may attract specialized collectors. However, not every unusual-looking coin is a true error. Careful research and verification are essential. The combination of rarity, condition, and confirmed uniqueness can create excitement in the auction environment. Even small differences in production can transform an otherwise common coin into a remarkable collectible. Knowledge and documentation remain key factors in establishing credibility. Now we arrive at the moment that captures global attention. One extraordinary 1979 quarter, preserved in exceptional condition and certified at a very high grade, achieved an auction price of $992,000. This figure reflects a rare convergence of top-tier preservation, collector demand, and competitive bidding. It is important to understand that such a result applies only to an extremely rare, high-quality example. The majority of 1979 quarters remain worth face value or modest premiums. However, this auction demonstrates the power of condition scarcity. When collectors compete for a coin that few others can match, prices can rise dramatically. Auction houses provide detailed documentation and high-resolution images to support transparency. In this case, the combination of verified grade and strong demand created a headline-worthy sale. Auction dynamics play a fascinating role in determining final prices. During live or online bidding, momentum can build quickly. Two determined buyers who both value the same coin may continue raising their offers. Each incremental bid brings the price closer to a record result. Market timing, economic climate, and collector enthusiasm all contribute. A coin's price is not fixed. It reflects what informed buyers are willing to pay at a specific moment. The $992,000 result stands as an example of what can happen under competitive conditions. It does not redefine every 1979 quarter's value, but it highlights the upper limits of possibility. Understanding these dynamics helps viewers interpret headlines realistically. If you have a 1979 quarter, examining it carefully can be an educational experience. Use good lighting and magnification to observe fine details. Look for strong luster that appears to flow across the surface when tilted. Inspect Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers for sharpness. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can reduce value significantly. If a coin appears unusually well preserved, consulting a professional grading service may provide clarity. Even if your coin is common, learning how to evaluate it builds valuable knowledge. The skill of careful observation improves with practice. Over time, subtle differences become easier to identify. This process is part of what makes coin collecting engaging and rewarding. Beyond monetary value, the 1979 quarter carries historical context. It circulated during a period of economic and cultural change in the United States. Millions of Americans handled these coins in daily transactions. Over decades, many examples were worn down through constant use. A high-grade survivor represents a preserved piece of that era. Holding such a coin connects us to everyday life from more than 40 years ago. This historical connection adds depth beyond simple price discussions. Coins serve as small witnesses to the passage of time. They move quietly through society, marking moments of exchange and interaction. Collectors approach the 1979 quarter from different perspectives. Some aim to complete full date and mint sets in the highest grades possible. Others collect more casually, appreciating the design and history. The hobby accommodates both strategies. While the rare $992,000 example captures headlines, the broader community values education and preservation. Research, patience, and informed decision-making remain essential. Reliable information helps maintain trust among buyers and sellers. The excitement of discovery keeps collectors engaged year after year. Each coin offers an opportunity to learn something new. In conclusion, the 1979 United States quarter dollar reminds us that even the most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary potential. Most examples will always remain everyday change, yet a rare, perfectly preserved coin once reached $992,000 at auction. That remarkable result reflects rarity, condition, and competitive demand. By examining coins carefully and understanding grading standards, anyone can participate in this fascinating hobby. The next time a quarter rests in your hand, pause for a closer look. History, craftsmanship, and possibility may be closer than you think. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed exploring this coin story, stay tuned for more fascinating discoveries.